Good morning, my loves. I want to talk about something. There's currently a series that is popular on Netflix called Escaping Twin Flames. And anytime you have a collective sign like that, right, informing us that something is an issue. When I am someone that is related to an authentic twin flame connection, it tells my soul that it's important to share information. And as a life path 40 energy is my specialty. The kind of 40 energy that can be uncomfortable but powerful enough to shift your experience. And I actually have multiple videos on this topic, but I want to sum it up again. So the topic of this video is actually going to be twin flames versus twin souls, what the differences are, what my experience has been. And I want to preface it by saying this: I am not God. So based on my own experience and the level of spiritual consciousness I hold today, leads me to believe that twin flames are a phenomena that are related to spiritual awakening. However, when I was introduced to my twin flame, when I met my twin flame, when I reached out to my twin flame for an astrology reading, I was in 13 frequency. My book's coming out soon, hopefully no later than mid-January. So if you don't understand what that means, you will then. 13 frequency is the most prominent frequency in this realm of reality. Excuse my dog for crying. She wants to go gallivant outside, which I usually allow, but it is pouring rain. Baby, please be content. Please be content with shelter and food and the treats I just gave you. Thank you, baby. So, it is the most prominent frequency in this realm of reality. And here's something I want to point out. I do not use letters in my number system. However, the letter B is the only one that truly signifies a number itself, 13 frequency. So there is a very powerful channeler, a very powerful psychic that I dearly respect, named Sloan Bella, who talks about the B system. It's 13 frequency matters. Now I digress. Let's get back into the whole reason for this video. When we talk about twin flames, I have made videos on this. When we talk about the reality of interpersonal connections, interpersonal relationships, especially as it relates to romantic ones, every level, every relationship itself should be considered a level of a video game. Especially if you are someone that is doing inner work. Even if you're not someone that's doing inner work. The difference there is awareness. You need to understand that we are typically, relative to 55 frequency, attracting connections based on our own wounds, not based on who we are. That is the issue. That's why you end up in relationships that are harmful. That's why you end up in relationships that might be almost right, but are not quite there, because you're still attracting others based on your wounding. Authentic twin flame connections are a completely different circumstance. The primary focus of a twin flame connection is awakening. This is the awakener. My twin flame awakened me. Okay. Now, to add to that concept, I heavily promote the reality that we have actual astrology placements that confirm this as a twin flame connection. I do not want you basing anything solely on feeling, because of the fact that feeling can come from wounding attraction, which is actually unhealthy. And if you are staying in a level of this video game that is causing you to believe someone is your twin flame based on feeling. Now, I've done multiple videos on my twin flame connection and the actual astrology placements we hold together. Our initials are the same, DD. We are both from the Draco constellation. Not only are we both from the Draco constellation, our fixed stars, relative to fixed star astrology, relative to exact conjunctions of your sun, signs are right next to each other. He's Notice Second Des, I am Dezaban. Those are stars that are right next to each other. In addition to that, when we talk about our moon signs, the soul, the mind, he is fixed star Antares, I am fixed star Regulus. Regulus, Archangel Raphael. Antares, Archangel Uriel. It's very specific. It's very precise. It is not based solely on feeling. Now, I'm not telling you that this is the only way, but I'm telling you that the precision of our way is so specific that I cannot help but take notice and want you guys to understand this. We have people walking around this planet basing these connections on feeling when it's actually a karmic connection, or it's a soulmate connection that is 55 frequency intended to help you level up to the next level. This is not your person. This is not your twin flame. This is not your twin soul. They are very different types of connections. And when you pair it with inner work, you pair it with the inner growth of yourself individually, it's just different. And people are getting stuck because they don't understand. Now, I've already done videos on the different type of soulmates. I'm not going to spend time getting into that. What I specifically want to talk about next is the difference between a twin soul and a twin flame. When we talk about twin flames, we're talking about the fire, the passion, hence the term. We're talking about the ability. We're talking about the strength. We're talking about the self-assuredness. But we're talking about very different perspectives. We're talking about varying crafts. We're talking about mastery in different fields of focus, okay? It's not the same like a twin soul is the same, okay? When we talk about soul, that term in and of itself, we're talking about the mind. And when we talk about 1111 frequency relative to these kinds of connections, especially as it relates to a twin soul, we're talking about complete similarity. Now, when we talk about this, when we talk about the power of a twin soul connection, we're talking about feeling completely understood. We're talking about no longer having to translate your soul. We're talking about similarities as far as how you relate to interpersonal connections, your woundings, right? But in a different manner, different regard. Because at a certain level, it becomes more about seeking this kind of a deep level of connection and being just completely off put by anything less than. So we can be perceived as someone who is cold, who can love and leave. But the reality is we know what we're looking for, and we're looking for ourselves at a certain point. That is what we're talking about when we talk about true twin soul. This is someone who answers a question in a manner that you yourself would answer it in, and you listen and the resonance is off the charts. This is why understanding life as levels to a video game is so fair, because you deserve you. You deserve a level of 22 connection, which is genuine, which is deep, that is incomparable. And it is okay if anything less than that doesn't serve you. For me, sorry, my ear is ringing. Tends to happen to me a lot. Okay, sorry about that. So this is important. Because as we ascend specifically, we need to understand that our relationships go hand in hand with that. And it is okay to desire you. It's okay to desire someone who's at your level. It's okay to desire someone who's also done the same amount of work. And understanding the different roles different relationships hold is important as well. Twin flame, do not expect the same perspective. Do not expect the same mastery of the same craft. Do not expect the same spiritual insight, right? Spiritual power. It's very different. It's just as strong, but it's different. Because when we talk about twin flames, you are here to cause an incredible amount of ascension in others. You cannot do that at the same level, honing the same craft. So they are made different. We are made different. We are meant to be different, but just as powerful. But when we talk about twin souls, we're talking about similarity. We're talking about mastery of the same craft, understanding of the same things, speaking of the same terms, the same work. It's a journey. It's beautiful. Embracing the differences that hold the same amount of power, right? Is a beautiful experience. Embracing the being that awakens you is beautiful. And then meeting someone who is you is a different form of intimacy. So it's important for us to understand the differences here, the specifics here, the precision here that I just described. Use astrology to confirm. Twin flame. Use your awareness, your heart, your own mirror of self to recognize twin soul. Have a great day.